hunting camp. All right then, Gabrielle. Would you please like to introduce us to camp?
Well, welcome to camp.
Oh.
Traditional Métis hunting camp. Starring Mark and Cindy Carlson.
I'm Mark Carlson. I'm the Kootenai Captain for BC Manor for the Métis Nation of BC. I'm up here hunting with Pete and you guys, and this is my yearly trip to the Flathead.
I'm Pete Hutchinson. I'm an adjunct professor at UBC Okanagan, and we're here in the Flathead doing research for the implications on health harvesting amongst Métis in BC. Coming out here, you know, you get a sense of camaraderie with it. You get the camaraderie, the friendship, the education and whatnot.
I think that's pretty amazing. There's not a lot of settings where you see that anymore, that sense of community. And I think it's really cool that all these people live in different places and they all come together into this one place.
I've been coming up here with my dad since I was probably 8, 9 years old. It's been a big part of my life all the time. Most of my favorite memories as a kid were coming up here, and it's not just the hunting, and that's a big part of it too, but the friendships, the people who are up here. There's a lot of other Métis hunters up here and hunting groups, and it's the visiting that goes on, going to different camps and getting together. And there's always somebody up here, you know, if you get in trouble, they'll help you out.
The communal sense here, that to me is really cool. Everybody knows that if somebody needs help, everybody will show up and help.
It's a second home.
I came up here in 2007, and hunting with these guys was just, you know, hanging out with them was something else. I didn't hunt for years and years. These guys all motivated me to get into it because it was just, you know, it was that camaraderie, the great stories that they have. I mean, it's just, it puts a lot of things in perspective.
You know, like one of our members, Les Lapine, were sitting around the fire up at Butz's, and we looked around, and most of the old timers were up there, and they looked around and said there's over 1,000 years of hunting experience sitting around the fire. And it's, you learn stuff from those guys that is priceless.
My favorite thing is listening to everybody's stories and the connection that people have with the place, with the land, the history that's rich here, you know, and it's history that's living. It's through the stories that are told. You know, we go drive and go walking, and you know, this happened here, that happened there. Like, that is just so fascinating to me and so meaningful.
I learned so much from not just about hunting, but about the place, like where we are, and about all the history here.
It's all tied to space and places, and how all these stories, like, you know, there's elk here because so-and-so shot an elk here, and you know that there's deer here because that I find is really amazing, and it gives you a sense of the place, and it helps you to understand
That shared experience.
Yeah, it becomes shared, like a collective memory, because the stories are retold over and over and over to understand where you are, because there's years of history here.
Yeah.
This history in this Flathead and Métis would go back to the late 1700s, early 1800s, and the little town in Polebridge, and it was right there. There was a trading post here, early 1800s, and you know, back then there was no borders, but now the Polebridge is about 20 miles on the American side, and underneath their little bar there, under the glass, there's old transcripts from the old trading post. This guy brought in so many furs, traded for this, and all that's still there, and that's and a lot of those names are Métis names, you know, like they're documented, and they are Métis people, and it's, so we have a history that here goes. And you're right, Saskatchewan, Batoche, Red River, we all came out here too. You know, when you go back, it's all, Métis are very mobile, so they used a lot of places. Like we've been coming here and camping for 45 years or better. There's, like in the Butts' cabin, there's signatures on the wall there from some of our elders there back in the 50s, and you know, when they first started, that's when they were young. And how we started coming here, well, I came here because my dad brought me here. He came here because the Lapines and McDougals were here, and they came here because, you know, because Joe was here. Joe McDougall was here in the early 1900s. And Joe is a Métis guy, and he's also a relative of Ronnie McDougall, the one who was a great uncle of Ronnie, and Larry McDougall camps down there.
Well, I'm very proud of the history that I have with my relative Joe, and it's a shame that I never met the man, but I've learned a lot about him and some of his characteristics, and he was a big, strong, honest guy, and he loved hunting, and he loved bringing people in here like his grandsons, and you know, I hope to be somewhat like him. He was an excellent hunter and excellent person, as far as I know, from everything I've heard.
The project is about the physical health benefits of harvesting and the mental health benefits, the social health benefits as well. The mental health benefit, the social networking, the social support that you get up here. And there's a whole lot of information that's shared, not only about hunting, but about health. You know, and so there's that whole benefit as well. And I see that as a mental health benefit, because you're educating yourself on what to be aware of your own body. The spiritual side, the spiritual benefit. For myself, I'm out there, you know, and I put tobacco down pretty much every place I stop. I've been dropping tobacco at the grave sites and thanking the ancestors that have been here for a long time, and keeping it and preserving it the way it is, and passing it down through generations so that I can come here and experience it. When we drove up and we went to that lookout point there up by Horseshoe.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain how it makes you feel inside, but it's just, you know, you're relaxed. It's because, wow, when you look down there and it's, I come up here and for my month, and then I can, you know, and you go back home, you just relive a lot of memories a lot of times too. A lot of times you get stressed out, you sit there and daydream, and you're back in the flathead, and it takes you back. It's, you know, you go to your happy place. So this is mine.